everybody, welcome to Humblehus. The holidays are upon us and I thought, why not make a little crown either for a little prince or a little princess. It is very easy to make. I know that you can do it. I will go step by step so that you can follow along, and I will give you the sizing guide just as a reference for your child. I hope you enjoy it. Let me quickly tell you what you will need. A measuring tape, yarn needle, crochet hook. I'm going to be using a 6mm one, scissors, and my yarn. The yarn that I'm using is I have left over from a different project. This is Baby's First by Lionbrand yarn. It is a bulky 5, 55% acrylic and 45% cotton. It is machine washable and dryable, and the recommended hook size is 6.5, yet I'm still going to use the 6mm hook. And the color is Beanstalk. Start by doing a slip knot. So take the loose end, put it on the palm of your hand, and then take 2 fingers, wrap it around and cross it like that. And take your hook, insert through that middle part, and grab that yarn right there, and simply pull it and take out your fingers. Hold on to both of the ends and pull in opposite directions. Then pull to adjust it onto your hook. Let's start by doing some chains. Now, before you start chaining, before you measure anything, you need to consider that you have to chain in multiples of 6. So once you have that, you still need to add 2 chains. So let's say I chain 48, then I still need to add 2 more. It's going to be 50. And so take all of that into consideration for your length, because that may mean that you need to switch up how tight you're going to do the chains, or how wide. Yeah, because 6 chains is quite a bit. So if you're in between the sizing, just adjust it that way. Or change your hook to maybe a 6.5mm one. I don't know that you'd want to go down in size to 5.5. You yarn over, that means you put the yarn over your hook, twist and pull through that loop that you have. So that's 1 chain. Again, yarn over, twist and pull. That's 2. That's how you're going to chain until you reach the desired length. And simply as a reference, my daughter is 14 months old. Her head circumference is about 19 inches. So I did enough chains to have 17 inches, which is about 43 centimeters. In my case, that means 50 chains. So actually 48, and then I added 2, so I have 50. So you skip this chain, and then you insert your hook into that second chain. Then you yarn over, pull up a loop, then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. That is your first single crochet. Again, you go into the next stitch, you insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. One more time, into the next stitch, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Continue until the end of this row. I have reached the end of row number 1. Now I am going to chain 1, that, and turn my work. I always try to turn it in the same direction. Well, no, I don't try. I turn it in the same direction. Now, you're not going to insert your hook here. So not here. You're going to go in here, and that's where you will start your first single crochet. Also, if you notice, these stitches have 2 loops now, so you have to go through both of the loops. So let me show you. You insert your hook there, go through both loops, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both loops. Again, insert your hook in there, through both loops, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. You will continue those single crochets until the end of this row. And you should have the same number of stitches as in the previous row. This is the end of row number 2. Now I am going to chain 3. So 1, 2, and 3. Turn my work. Let me just show you. So this is this stitch right here. So we don't count this. Then here's that second stitch, or I should say, then here's that first stitch, second, and then we will be working into this third stitch. Okay, so not this one, not the first, not the second, the third. We will be doing double crochets from now on. So yarn over first, don't forget that step, then insert your hook through both loops, yarn over, pull up a loop. You're going to have 3 loops on your hook, then yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops only, then yarn over and pull through the next 2. Let's repeat that into the same stitch. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops. Let me do that one more time. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the next 2. Now you will chain 3. So and we will repeat 3 double crochets into that same stitch. I know you're like, what? How many stitches in there? So yarn over, insert your hook, and do those 3 double crochets. From this stitch you've done with the 6 double crochets, you will skip 1, 2, and then on the 3rd one you will do 1 double crochet just by itself, that, and then again count 1, 2, and then on the 3rd one we repeat the 3 double crochets, chain 3, and then 3 double crochets into the same space, just like the one you did over here. And then again you skip 2 stitches, and then on the 3rd one you will do 1 double crochet, skip 2, and continue with the same pattern, and so on until you get almost to the end of this row. And the way you're going to finish this row is by doing, so when you're over on this side, you're going to do your 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets, then you're going to skip 2, and this last one you're going to do a double crochet into the last stitch. I will meet you at the end of this row. Once you're done with row number 3, you will chain 3 again, turn your work, and now for row number 4 we are going to work into this space. So the same thing that we did in row number 3 with 3 double crochets, 3 chains, and then 3 double crochets, we're going to do it into this space. Repeat that same pattern. Now the double crochet, we will do it into the same space as we did the previous double crochet. So right in here, do that double crochet. And then once again, you go into this middle space and repeat the 3 double crochets, chain 3 and 3 double crochets. Continue doing this same pattern until you get to the end of the row, and I will meet you there. I finished row number 4, and I also finished it with that 1 double crochet at the end. Now for row number 5, chain 1, turn your work, and this time we are going to work our first single crochet into this same stitch right here. So normally this is the one where we just chained, but we are going to work right here, do a single crochet, and then continue doing 5 more single crochets. That's going to give you a total of 6 single crochets. So here you go into that chain of 3, and then again into that chain of 3. That's that middle one. Now we chain 4. And you want to close this by doing a slip stitch into this chain, into the first chain. So insert your hook in there, yarn over, pull up a loop, and pull that loop through the one that is on your hook. So like that. Then we single crochet back into that same stitch where we did that last single crochet before we chained 4. So go in there. See, that's like the top of the crown. And now we continue with 10 single crochets. There we go. So you always want to land on that middle chain from the previous row. Chain 4 and do again your slip stitch into that first chain and a single crochet into the same stitch as before the chains. So there you can kind of see those are the little tops of the crown. Now you will continue the same pattern of 10 single crochets, not counting this last one that you did, right? So 10 single crochets, and then when you get to this middle chain, you chain 4, do a slip stitch, single crochet 1 again, and then 10 single crochets and do again. So do that until you get to the end of the row. I will meet you there. To join the 2 sides after that last single crochet stitch that you made, chain 1, then align these 2 so that you go into the same stitches. Okay, so here I will go through these loops, and then on the other side I will find that corresponding, go in, yarn over, pull up a loop, and pull up a loop again. So that's a slip stitch. That's basically how I'm going to connect these 2 sides with slip stitches. There, and then here are those chains of 3. Just do that until you're done, until you're at the bottom, and then we will cut it off. Now onto the bow. Let's start with a slip knot. Another way to do a slip knot is make a loop, insert your hook through the middle, and then grab this loose end, pull it through that loop, and hold on to both to both strings and pull in opposite directions. Pull on one of the yarns so you can adjust it onto your hook. Now chain 30. Here are my 30 chains. Make sure that your chain is not twisted because we're going to join the two ends. There we go. Now insert your hook into this bottom stitch and do a slip stitch. So pull through and pull through the loop that is on your hook. Now chain 1, turn your work. So there, it's not twisted. Now you will do single crochets all around. And I didn't mention this at the beginning. I always like to use stitch markers for these, or a paper clip, just so I know where my first single crochet started, and it's optional. After 30 single crochets, you're back here. Take out the stitch marker and do a slip stitch into that stitch. Then chain 1 and turn. Now insert your hook into that same stitch and add your stitch marker. Now you will continue with single crochets, and after every row you will do the same thing for a total of 6 rows. There, I am done with my 6 rows of single crochet. Now I will slip stitch into this last one and simply cut off your yarn. Cut it off a little bit longer, well, quite a bit, because we needed to wrap it around the bow. So once you cut it off, then yarn over and pull it through. See, that's quite a long piece of yarn. There, pull tight on it, and now form a, like a bow, kind of like that. So kind of press in the middle and then put those two sides together, and now start going around as tight as possible while maintaining the shape of the bow. And here I grabbed that loose end, which I need to thread in later on. Just make sure it looks even, and of course you want to leave some yarn so that you can then attach it to the crown. When you're back here, you can make a knot with that loose yarn if you like, or you can just take your yarn needle, go through those yarns that you wrapped around. It's a little hard, and I am actually going to go through here to form a type of knot. Now all we have to do is attach this bow anywhere on the crown. You can put it here in the middle, you can put it a little bit more to the side. All you do is you put it where you want it and go with your yarn needle through that crown. And don't worry about this, you can thread this in later. So you go through some of the stitches here and then go back into the bow until you have attached it securely. When you are done with that and you cut off the yarn, you simply thread this into the crown or into the bow, some of the yarn, and you are done with your crown. Cut this one off and then do the same with this one. Thread it in, and there is your crown with the bow. You are all done. Isn't it cute? Isn't it royal? Isn't it grand? Your little one will feel so special with their crown. I think they're going to love it and they're gonna have fun with it. So thank you for sticking around and trying out this project with me. I appreciate it. I hope to see you next time here on my channel. You can also follow me on Instagram at Humblehus and subscribe here. I would love that. You can get inspiration for other projects. I will see you soon. Bye!